I got another spectacular guest. She sings backup for Mariah Carey or something like that. I don't know who it is, but she's pretty dope. She goes, I know her as Demi, aka Rockefeller, so you can find her on IG as Rockefeller. What's up?
What's up? What's poppin'?
What's popping? All right. She was a little nervous coming over here. She was getting a lot of questions, a lot of Q&A questions from people on Instagram. Isn't that right?
Yep.
Right. And one of the questions, from my understanding, is they said a customer said that he saw you dancing on stage, and he seen you poop. Some poop. Some poop. Is that true?
Yeah, it's on the
That's
pole.
what happened. Some poop came down the pole.
Nicki Minaj shitted on him.
Nah, but he did say he heard you fart. I don't know how he heard you fart because it's loud in there. So I mean, what? Who was that asking that question?
That's never happened.
That's never happened.
But that did happen to a friend of mine recently.
She
like
pooped?
a few days ago.
Oh, shit.
No, she said she was giving a dance and she farted on him, and it was only like one song, so I guess she just dipped and came to the back.
So how did he know? How did he know she farted? Was it like it
I don't know if he did
vibrated
or not.
something?
She just walked by me and she told me, and I thought it was
He's like, maybe he smelled it, huh? He smelled it, because you remember the chef Mario? Shout out to Mario. If you remember, he works at the library now. So Mario used to be cooking up some food, and I don't know what he made this one girl, but he made her a burrito or something. She ate it. She sharted on a customer. I ain't gonna say no names. Crazy though, crazy story. So, on the record, as far as I know, you've never sharted or farted on a customer.
I have not.
Okay, that's good to know. But I just found out that you used to be into bodybuilding before, and that you were showing me a picture. She looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was crazy. Arnold Schwarzenegger. She's pretty big, right?
Yeah,
Am I correct?
Yeah, it was massive.
Massive, huh? Yeah, she's big. And she said that when she was working out, that a customer wanted her to carry him, right? You carried him?
Yeah. So basically, I wasn't huge. I was on a bodybuilding team, so I was like trying to compete, whatever. So I had like bigger shoulders. I wasn't like crazy, but I had more muscle on me. And this girl came up to me. She said, "Hey, this guy wants to do a dance. I don't know if I can do it. He like wants to he wants to feel helpless or something." And I was like, "Cool." So he wants to get like beat up or like, so I could get some aggression out, And so I went up and talked to him, and he's like 250 pounds of just solid fat. So it's like,
So he's like my size. No, I'm not 250 yet, but I'm gonna drop it. Okay.
he's like, "I want to feel helpless." So I was like, "Okay, so like, what do you want me to do?" He's like, "I want to be picked up like a baby." And I was like, "Oh, okay, like $500." So I was like, "All right, I got this." Like,
Damn.
take off my shoes. I got a squat position.
So
Lift
you
him
did
up.
it,
Just like that.
man. So you really lifted 250 pounds?
I did.
Yeah.
And then he jumped on my back, piggyback ride. $500.
So how does a customer get turned on by that?
I don't know.
What's the turn on
It
about that?
literally was like 2 seconds. It wasn't even a full song. That's all he wanted. He was like, "Thank you so much," and he left.
He left.
So
There's some weird people out there. Hey, but shout out to him. I mean, he paid you $500. What did you do with that $500? Because I know that day you didn't give me $1. So what did you do with the $500?
that was back when I worked at library. So
Okay, my bad. It was another time.
I don't remember. It was like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
but what I wanted to get into is working with you was always interesting. I actually liked working with you because you were I don't want to say you were a crybaby because you were cool. You were cool. You were just very, what is that, sentimental? Yeah, you were always going through
Emotional.
relationship problems or something was happening. What was going on during that time? Because I used to yell at you sometimes.
You'd be like, "Baby, get the fuck out of my office.
I
I'm
did-
crying."
I did because I had other shit going on, and I would say, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like,
Yeah, I had a lot of like personal stuff going on. Yeah, with relationships, and then I was moving back to OC, so I was living in LA. I had a breakup out there. That guy did me dirty, and then I started dating somebody else, and then over the year, that person did me dirty too. So I had court stuff with him, whatever. Being a dancer, I feel like you really have to kind of not only have thick skin, but you also have to leave your issues at the door. And sometimes it's really hard because when you have a lot going on, it's like you're having to deal with all these different personalities and stuff, and you're stressed out. So sometimes you just, especially as a woman, you can't handle it. So
that is
yeah,
true, hon.
I
And
would-
when you're drinking, so things might come up, right? Say, because I remember what happened with you was I had to pump you up a lot.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I did not pump your
No,
ass up.
he did. He pumped me up.
I used to punch. She used to be chilling there. I'd be like, baby, what the hell you doing? She said, they're not tipping. I said, baby, get your ass up and go to that guy right there. He's not gonna tip me. I would be on you.
They liked a lot of the BBL girls over there. That's why.
So you thought there was a lot of competition over there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just the demographic. Like, certain clubs, I feel like more, like, they lean more towards the girls that get their bodies done. And then there's other places that more variety and stuff. They're kind of changed with the pandemic, and a lot of the LA girls and LA crowd came out. So I feel like they leaned more towards, like, the girls that had their butts done and whatnot.
That's a cool subject that you bring that up, because LA and OC definitely have a different vibe. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Because you're not from out here,
No,
correct?
I'm from New York. Originally.
Okay, so originally from New York. So coming out here, dealing with, and then it's just a different vibe. So what is the vibe? What would you say the vibe is from LA to OC? Because you work both areas.
Yeah, so LA, I would say more. It depends on where you're at, especially like Hollywood, where they say like urban clubs. It's more. There's not as many like white girls. So if I were to go out to LA, sometimes they like me, but the majority they're like, they mostly stick to a certain demographic. So in OC, it's more gentlemen's clubs. Cali girls I really enjoy because it's a variety. You have the people that want to do lap dances, and then you also have people that want to come in and get bottle service and party and whatnot. And then other clubs are strictly more just like gentlemen's clubs. They only want dances. It's more low key. So I feel like in general the OC clubs are more like that low key vibe versus LA.
LA's a little more rowdy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party vibes.
Party vibe, more
throwing
more,
money.
throwing money, more turned up. You know what? Have you ever dealt with racism?
Absolutely.
You have.
Yeah.
And see, for on the record, this is interesting because she's a white girl, and she has dealt with racism. So like,
Yeah.
what have you dealt with? Just kind of curious.
So I try to take it like I'm very understanding. I get why. I mean, white people, we've done some pretty wild things in history.
Some wild things.
But I didn't. I'm just like, I'm just your fellow stripper,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm just here.
So
I'm
you
here
get
to have a
angry?
good
You
time.
get angry at the club, especially when they're drunk. They're angry.
Yeah, they're angry. I'm like, I get it. I understand. I just take it kind of with a grain of salt, and I'm just like, okay, and then I'll move on with my night, talk to a different customer. But yeah, it definitely, like, there was actually one situation with the one friend that you hired, the other tall white girl. We had gone up to a table one night on like a Saturday, and it was people from LA. And they literally looked at us and were like, what are these white bitches doing over here, blah, blah. And we're like, we didn't even say anything. We were just like, hi, like, whatever, like, trying to be friendly. And it went totally negative. So
Wow.
it doesn't happen too often, but it does.
So sometimes, so even being a white girl, you might feel out of place.
Yeah. So, like, I worked
Okay.
in downtown LA, too, at Sam's.
Uh-huh.
And there's only a certain amount of white girls that work there as well. So it was kind of the same thing. They were kind of like, what's this bitch doing here? What's her angle? So it's like, I'm just so chill. I try to be cool with everybody. Like,
So everybody kind of deals with racism. You know what?
Yeah.
What's interesting about when I was there at the club, I'll tell you, probably a few months that I was into when I first started managing, I had these two customers. One was a Charger fan. Another guy, my bad on the Charger fans. I got love for the Charger fans because they're LA too. So, but the two customers were in there drinking. They're a little bit older fellas, and these group of guys paid the DJ to play some songs. It was Mexican music. So the two white guys come up to me and they say, "What the hell is going on here? Why are you playing that kind of music? This place is changing." And I said, "Look it, bro. They're tipping the DJ. If you don't like it, tip the DJ some money." And they didn't throw no money at the girls, nothing like that.
yeah.
So I ended up kind of getting into it with one of the guys. We go outside. I yanked the beer out of his hand because he tried to take the beer outside. I basically schooled him. I said, "Bro, you older than me, and you're acting like you 15 years old. Like, you don't know you're not supposed to take a drink outside of the club."
Yeah.
So make a long story short, I kicked him out. But that was kind of a racist thing that they didn't like. And like I said, if you don't like the music, tip the DJ to play something else, right? So what about DJs that, as far as music-wise, because I know you're a big music head, you sing, you do all that stuff. What about if does a DJ normally play your songs, or does he kind of play it randomly? Or how does that kind of go?
It depends on my mood. Like, we're allowed to choose our songs. Sometimes I'm like really vibing with a song and I'm like, I want to dance to this later or whatever. And then other times I'm like, play whatever. Like,
You don't
the
give a
vibe
fuck.
is cool, or if it's slow, I'm like, I'll dance to whatever. Pretty much, I've danced long enough that I'm like, I'll figure
Nah,
out
fuck
the
it. I'll do whatever, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because I remember there would be times when you'll be there, you just be chilling, you'll be eating like a sandwich or something. I don't know what you're eating, some hummus sandwich. I said, baby, get your ass on that stage and go dance. I don't want to. I don't want. One time I had to grab you by your ear to go on stage. Remember that time?
No,
I'm just fucking with you. But
probably
yeah,
was slow. That's why
it was slow, right?
Like, I don't. It's here's the thing too. It's a tipping industry. So I'm like, if you want me to entertain you, you gotta pay. Like, I'm not gonna go on stage and dance for free. There's been times I've gone on stage and I'm doing tricks and I'm sweating and I did my makeup. I try to look all hot and whatnot, and they don't tip. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm walking off stage then. Bye.
So what if someone, you know what I saw? I saw like somebody would tip $1, and then
I'd take it, I'd crumple it back up, and I'd throw
and
it
throw
out.
it back, right? I seen a girl just leave it there, like fuck it, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
But I noticed what would happen is that we'll have 3 or 4 customers that just walked in. Yeah, the place is empty, but there'll be still 4 customers that want to see a girl dancing.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't have a girl that would want to go on. No, I don't want to go on. And I would make them go on stage and dance because I felt like you're there to entertain. You got to go put on a show, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
Yeah.
On
And
the-
sometimes what I'll do too, especially in like that type of situation, if it's slower, like if I were to come in early, I would go up to those customers, say hi to them, whatever, let them settle in and be like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going on stage. So they know that I'm going up there so they're not distracted talking,
Yeah.
doing something else, and be like, if you want to come see me, like, come throw me some money. Like,
But do you think, okay, so this is another, somebody was saying that, I read a message the other day. Somebody was saying that some strippers are lazy.
yes.
Yeah. Do you think that's a true statement?
Absolutely. And I like this topic because I look at this industry as another sales job also. So if you're sitting on your ass, like, yes, some people will want to come up and be like, hey, I'd like to check out your product, or I'd like to buy your product. But in general, as a sales job, you need to go out and, pitch to people like, this is what I'm selling, like, this is why you should get this type of thing. So it's kind of the same thing with dancing. You need to go up and introduce yourself. You need to show them why you're entertaining, or why you're the good choice to go do a lap dance, or you're the good choice to have in the bottle service. And a lot of girls just think that they're
the
this,
shit, right?
Yeah, they have this God complex. They're like, well, they'll just come talk to me. It's like, no, like, a lot of men too are sometimes intimidated to go up to you, so you have to go and be aggressive and talk to them.
You're right, huh? Because it's a different type of customer. A customer goes in there, 9 out of 10 times, they might be not the club guy. They
Right.
might be the guy that's an introvert, that maybe ain't outgoing, that wants to chill and wants to actually get to know a girl. Or I don't know if you guys bullshit. Or you know what? We've talked about this on previous episodes as far as it being therapeutic. However, it might be therapeutic for you girls because you can also tell the customer your issues.
Sometimes, yeah. I try not to get too into my personal stuff because I don't like people to know, like,
know
too
what's really
much.
going on.
But yeah, it really, like, you meet a variety of personalities for sure. So like the quiet people too. Sometimes people are going through stuff. There's been more times than others that people just want to sit and talk. They're like they're having a bad day, or like they're going through a breakup. They want to vent to somebody without having to pay to go to therapy. So I
Yeah,
would
and
say
you
we're
used-
like half naked therapists, but
That's true. I would rather a half naked therapist talking to me about.
it's more comfortable, right, to
Yeah,
open up.
It's
you know?
super comfortable because a lot of times you were half naked and you used to tell me about your problems.
Like you say, baby, get out of my office.
I did say that because it became repetitive. It was
much
like
shit to me.
every day. I said, "Baby, you sound like a goddamn broken record. Get the hell out of here." Another thing, I was having this conversation earlier before you came with somebody, and they were saying, "Do dancers, do they all go there and expect to make money, or do they?" And I said, "You know what? A lot of them do go to the club to make. They expect to make a certain amount. Yes, they do." I said, but some of them actually go there, I think, to boost their ego. Like, they go there. There would be a lot of girls that would go to the club, and they wouldn't make a damn dollar. I don't know why they're there, but they might get compliments. So it might stroke their ego, might make them feel good. I mean, so do some girls just go to the club just to feel good?
Yes and no. Like me, obviously, I'm gonna go and I want to make money. So if I don't make money, it definitely affects my ego because I'm like, why didn't I make money today? Like, was it me? Was it them?
You ever feel
Like,
ugly? Oh, you know what? I remember that. You used to say, "Oh, is it my outfit? Should I change my outfit?" And sometimes you used to wear some crazy. You wore this tie-dye outfit. I said, "Baby, take that
never
shit off."
happened.
I told you to take that shit off.
It never happened. I don't like rainbow colors. Stick
Nah,
to,
nah.
like,
But one time you were wearing something crazy. It had holes in it. I don't know.
one of those fishnet outfits.
Yeah. Nah. But there was a couple times you did come in, and I had you change.
Yeah. So it's, no, you didn't.
I'm pretty sure I did.
changed my own outfit because I get
You
bored.
did ask me, like, does it look good or not?
Okay, so I didn't think I was ugly. It's just sometimes customers, you're not always gonna be their type. So there would be sometimes assholes, and that kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, you have to have thick skin. So sometimes these guys, you'll walk up to them, and in real life they would be thrilled to have you talk to them at a bar or whatever, but they feel like, you know, they can pick and choose.
Feel like they're the shit.
Yeah, that's their little fantasy world. So you go up to talk to them, and sometimes I've had guys say I'm a big girl. I've had guys be like, "Ugh," and like make a face and be like, I'm good, like, "Ugh," like act like I'm disgusting, and I'm like,
Man, they think they're the shit.
yeah,
Huh?
I'm like, you don't have to do that.
God
Like, you
damn.
don't have to act like that. But it does happen. So yeah, sometimes that does like eventually start to wear on you, and you have to kind of remind yourself, like, okay, you're not always gonna be for everybody, and these people are just stupid.
Well,
a lot of the time.
don't feel too bad. You weren't
Yeah.
my cup of tea, but I know you were other people. Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
I'm
You
a
look
solid
ni-
6 today.
Nah, you look nice today. If you guys could see what she's wearing, like she came in here with some red heels. She looks very nice. I got to give it to you.
Thank
You
you.
look nice today.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to jump into this subject because you were saying that one time you asked the fella for a dance. He wanted it, but his girl started tripping and she tried to throw a right hook, end up hitting the DJ Ivan. Is that true?
No.
She almost hit Ivan. My bad. Shout out to DJ Ivan, by the way. He gave me this shirt.
Love Ivan.
Strip Club Mafia. Shout out to him. And he got my name on his. Shout out to Ivan. So tell us about that story. It didn't hit Ivan, but he did a Matrix move and she missed him. So what happened?
Ivan wasn't even there. That
Something like that happened though. What
Similar
happened?
though. Okay, so this actually happened recently. It was like the end of the night, so you're kind of like last minute, just trying to get some quick money, tips, dances, whatever. It was like 1:30, last call. So this guy that I had talked to earlier in the night had a friend and his girlfriend there, and the girl was like slumped, like super drunk. And he's like, hey, talk to my friend. So I was like not trying to sit down and have a full-blown conversation. I walked up, I touched him on the shoulder. I didn't sit on his lap or anything. And I said, hey, how are you? Want to come do a dance? And she like awoke out of her drunken slumber all of a sudden.
She came up like the Undertaker.
And, yeah,
She
she stood
came
up
back
and
from the
she's
dead.
like, bitch, that's my man. And tried to like drunk like dive over the table. Missed me. She got tackled by security, and then her man was trying to fight security. So security is like this 6'5" big dude, and just picks up the dude and just throws him
out.
outside. And then,
Yeah.
it was just a whole. It was like the most random, like slow
thing.
fast
Man.
argument.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean, I remember there was this customer one time that came in. He's acting like he was like the big shot baller guy, and he started buying like pitchers of beer and buckets. We were just talking about the guys that buy pitchers of beer and buckets of beer. The worst, right?
The worst.
Yeah, so if you're a Bud Light drinker, you're probably the worst customer, right? Not to stereotype you, if all my Bud Light drinkers.
On a scale of 1 to 10, you're probably like a 2.
A 2. So
2.
Bud Light drinkers are known for not spending money.
If you get the pitcher of beer, you're a 1.
Yeah, right? Because that's like the cheapest shit in there. But no, we were talking about this guy that came in there, and I guess he must have got money out of the ATM, and it had where the location was. So his wife saw that. She must have had like the app and shit. So she comes to the club, and this is when, remember we had the outside patio?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right?
The pandemic days.
Yeah. So he thought like he was the business. So he's over there drinking, cool, talking to the girl, smacking her butt cheeks and stuff like that. His girl comes in there like, what the fuck are you doing? Starts hitting him. And we see that. We're like, hey, what's going on? She's like, this asshole's here. He's married, this and that. He's using my card to buy all this beer that's here, and he's smacking girls' asses. So we're like, baby, look, you're gonna have to go outside. We'll talk with him and escort him out too.
I do
So
remember a situation like
do
that
you remember
happening.
do
I
you
don't know if
remember
it was outside, but another situation like that
Yeah.
happened to Angels too.
Yeah, so she went to his car. We can hear her. Started scratching up his whole car. She might have broke his windows too. And he was like, fuck it. He's like, hey, she's fucking up my shit. Can I just drink my last beers? I was like, you know what? Go ahead, man.
Might as well.
I was like, go ahead. She's fucking up your shit bad. So, yeah, she fucked up his shit really bad. So, yeah, there would be stuff like that with customers.
Just interesting because a lot of clubs and like strip clubs, they do this on purpose where they'll change the name to like either like the LLC or like a different name, so it looks like a restaurant or some sort of brand. Like I know Spearmint Rhino doesn't show up as Spearmint Rhino on the things.
Shows that something different, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Ours in Anaheim shows up, I think, as like Brookhurst LLC, so it just looks like some random company.
Random company. It won't get the guys cut up. Yeah, we need to do that. So strip
You're
clubs.
welcome.
Yeah, right. So shout out. So if she's already plugging the strip clubs on what to go to, and you won't get caught up. So yeah. You know what? We're also talking about the customers, the male customers and the female customers, and who tips more money, females or males?
It's really like a hit or miss. Like sometimes you'll get girls with their man and like I have a friend that'll come in with her man sometimes and be like, give me more money or whatever. So she'll like throw. Sometimes girls come in with a group and like whether it's a bachelorette party or lesbians or whatever reason that they're there, sometimes they'll throw money. And then other times, this is the type of girls I don't like, the super aggressive grabby ones and the ones that sit at the stage and just cheer. They're just, woo, like, oh my God, yes, girl. And they're not throwing any money. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but that's not paying my bills.
Oh, dang.
But I'm like, overall, I'm like, girls are like, it's whatever. Guys, I would prefer guy customers because it's, you know.
So in the dance area, you prefer guys over the girls?
Again, that's kind of hit or miss.
Hit or miss?
'Cause it's like, you just get so many different personalities all the time. So like sometimes a couple will come in, and sometimes the girl is more freaky than the guy. So the girl is trying to be all grabby on you.
The girl is
or
trying
she
to-
like wears a dress and she's not wearing panties. It's like, not.
I also heard that you got in a scuffle recently, and that you got choked out jiu-jitsu style by a jiu-jitsu artist. Is that true? You got
She
choked out?
tried. It is true, but she didn't choke me out. She didn't know how to properly choke me. It didn't. It kind of just felt like she just kind of, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like,
She just
ooh.
grazed you. She just
Yeah,
grazed you.
Like it's kind of sexy, you know.
Oh, damn.
But no, she was just drunk. It was just
and I happen to know the dancer that did that.
somebody I've been cool with for like 2 years. She
Yeah.
decided to be drunk and wanted to fight me. So I said, all right, like I'm not gonna fight you in here, but handle it. And she didn't want to throw a punch. She just went straight for the.
Yeah. Well, shout out to her. I mean, we're cool.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, I know you were cool with her, like you were saying before. So
Yeah.
I mean, like we were saying, when the dancers get drunk, you guys tend to bicker and fight over the stupidest things.
Yeah.
And
I
that-
mostly work sober for the most part, like just because of like issues like that. For the most part, I'm not really an angry drunk. I'm like a happy, crazy drunk, but that's another thing. I can't focus on what I'm doing. I get distracted.
Do you?
And here's a funny story. So when I danced back in the Midwest, so I lived in New York and then I moved to the Midwest. I danced at Spearmint Rhino in Carter Lake, Iowa.
Iowa, goddamn.
Right next to the Omaha airport. Great club. But I had started there. I danced there for like 3 years. And I was underage. I was 19. So I couldn't really drink. If we drank, we had to like sneak it in the bathroom or whatever.
Do that.
And back then, my tall friend that you met
Oh yeah,
worked
I remember.
with me.
Oh, I remember her.
Yeah, she got me into dancing.
Oh, she got you into dancing?
she did.
Hold on. We gotta pause this.
She did.
Okay, this girl, she was about, how tall was she?
Well, she's almost 6 foot. She's like 5'9". She got me into dancing, but we couldn't drink because we weren't 21 yet.
Both of you guys weren't?
We would always,
She was underage too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were both into working out a lot too. So we go to the supplement shop, and I think they're banned now, but they were called Potions. My second day dancing ever, I took like 2 or 3 of those back to back, and I
damn.
blacked out. I was throwing up in the dance room. I was throwing up in the corner of the
Oh,
room.
shit.
I threw up in the trash can in the dressing room. And my manager looked at me, and he's like, I'm not going to fire you, but don't take those. They aren't good for you, and don't get fucked up like that again. And ever since then, I was like, I'm not getting
Never gonna do it?
wasted or like doing anything like that. So Unless
you're-
I'm in a bottle section and like I know I'm gonna be there for the night or whatever, and I could just Uber home, like then I'll drink. But in general, I don't get like fucked up.
Now I didn't have a problem with you getting drunk.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
No, I think I only got drunk one time, and that was outside.
Was it outside?
Yeah.
Is that the time you couldn't start your car?
No.
Okay,
I
there's
was
one
just-
time
I
she
was just
couldn't.
upset.
I was outside. She was crying. She couldn't start her car. And I'm like, baby, it's a push thing. You just push it.
I got my car keyed. I was upset. I couldn't figure out my keys. I just bought my car the other day, and I was like,
Yeah,
I was having
you're
a panic attack.
you're freaking out in the fucking office, and this is as a manager. This is what we dealt with as a manager. The girls will freak out. They'll lose things because they're drunk. They'll lose their car keys. They'll lose a bag, and they would just be just over the dumbest shit. Sometimes they'll misplace their shoes and think another girl stole their shoes, so they'll go running
I
around.
remember that
Someone
too.
stole my shoes. And they'll.
Sometimes girls did steal shoes.
No,
though.
they
Some
did,
girls would
but-
swipe them and then have to walk out barefoot.
For instance, here, right? So we were having our event, and this girl happened to lose a lot of things. Every time she lost her car the other day, and she found it. I don't want to say her name, but she lost.
How do you lose your car?
I don't know, but I knew that something was up. I checked this. I knew something was up because she came through and she lost her purse. Then she lost a bag. Then she was here working an event, and she lost her phone. The first time. Second time she's here, she loses her shoes. She's freaking out. I can't believe another dancer stole my shoes. Check this out. I look under the bed. Her shoes are right there. I said, this bitch is just drunk. She don't know what's going on. So that's what happens a lot of the times. A lot of the girls get too drunk. They don't know what they do with their stuff. Or maybe another girl did steal their stuff. I've caught girls grabbing another girl's shoes, throwing it in the trash, or doing some crazy shit. So you guys are definitely wild.
Yeah, I've been petty before.
You throwing some girls' shoes in the trash?
No, I was at a library, and there was this girl that like I was beefing with that I used to be friends with, and she kept talking shit to all the other girls. So she decided to put her bag next to mine one day, and I was like, why are you in my space? So I just took her bag and I just threw it on the floor, and I was like, all right, anyways, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
about my day. And she came in, she's like, why is my shit on the floor? And I was like, well, don't put it next to my shit. Go.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
have this whole dressing room and you're putting it right next. Why? So it's like sometimes girls, it's like having like sisters, but except you're competing for money. It's
It
like
is.
worse.
It's worse.
It's worse.
I seen a girl grab a girl. She was beefing with her the whole night.
Yeah.
So at the end of the night, she grabbed the bag, peed on it, and left it on. And so the girl's like, my bag's full of
Angels?
pee. Yeah,
Oh
my
my
bag's
God.
full of pee. Who peed on it? And I'm like, bitch, I don't know who peed on your bag. Like, how am I supposed to know who peed on your bag?
There was a lot of fights. That was another question I got is how many fights have you seen? And I have seen a lot of fights between like customers. It happens. It's like whatever, a bunch of dumbasses. But the fights between girls during like pandemic time was like
Crazy,
a
huh?
lot. It was a lot.
It was
And I get
crazy.
it. Everybody was stressed and whatever. But it was always on some ghetto shit.
Ghetto sh-
Like, and our lockers at that club were like not secure to the walls.
They
So these
weren't.
girls
They'd
were,
be
like,
falling
punching,
over.
and they're like falling on top of everybody. You can watch the cameras.
Hey, it was a
crazy.
hazard. One time, these two girls are fighting. One of the girls swings. I run in there, right? Because the two girls are fighting. You know what's funny is like sometimes the securities, I don't know where they were or what was
It's
happening.
like Paul Blart Mall Cop
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, one of the girls throws a swing and she hits another girl. So the other girl jumps in and starts fighting her, and then two girls start jumping. She had nothing to do with it. The girl that got hit,
Yeah.
she starts jumping her, and I broke it up. I was like, damn, we had some wild times there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? There was only that. I don't think I ever seen any beef with you except for one girl, but nothing ever escalated. But did you ever have any beef there where you were working with me?
No, I actually never had any drama with any of the girls. I had the one issue with my friend the one time, but that's like a friend I've known for like 10 years.
You guys are cool now,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and that was like her being drunk also. Like she tried to like shove me and I was like, don't do that. Like we've gotten into it before. Like don't
Dang. So you wrestled?
not at work.
You guys wrestled before?
Yeah,
You should've
but I'm
said-
like, that's one thing. I'm never like, I'm very much about my money and my business. Like, I'm never gonna have problems or drama with you or fight with you inside the club where I make money. Like, you want to handle that outside, that's fine. But I'm like, that's has nothing to do with work. Like, it's just a personal.
In the club, we did witness a lot of crazy stories. I know somebody had hit you up on IG, and they wanted to know like what were your favorite type of customers.
My favorite type of customers are the trappers.
The
The
trappers.
drug dealers. We love those.
The drug dealers. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We love those because they come in. Sometimes they're just, most of the time they're having a business meeting. They're doing business. I don't know what they're doing, but they don't come in. They don't act thirsty. They pull out, few thousand. They throw it. They get some bottles. They dip. Like it's the easiest, most enjoyable way to work. You're just having fun in a bottle section. Like they got just disposable money.
Okay. And alternative, what is the worst type of customers besides Bud Light drinkers?
Thirsty? No, it is the Bud Light drinkers.
Bud
They
Light
are
drinkers,
the worst.
it doesn't matter.
The pitcher drinkers.
The pitcher drinkers. If you're
They are
going,
the worst because they just sit there, they drink their stinky beer with their stinky breath, and they throw dollars at you, or they'll be
Damn.
like, "Here, you're so beautiful. Let me give you $1." I'm like, "Thank you. I'm gonna get my McChicken with this. Like, appreciate it."
Okay, a question. A question for you. Okay, have you ever dealt with somebody with really stinky breath and they're talking to you? How do you deal with the stinky breath?
Either I turn my head or I just take the L and go to a different customer.
So you,
Sometimes
what if
I
the stinky
can't.
breath guy has a lot of money and he's like sitting there with a stack of 500 right there, 500 right here, and he's like, baby, but every time he talks to you, the breath is humming.
I'm gonna just turn my head every time he talks, or I'm gonna be like, "Hey, like, I'll take a piece of gum myself." Be like, "You want one?"
So you would
Like,
actually
make it
go up to him and
nonchalant.
give him some gum,
Yeah, but I would make it look like nonchalant.
nonchalant.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not gonna be like, "Baby, baby, baby."
She knows my word. So
Baby.
what's my favorite word in the club? What was my
Just
favorite
says,
word?
"Baby, baby, baby, baby,
Baby.
listen."
Yeah. So
I
I
say,
used to,
"Baby, your breath stinks."
I would tell her too, because her breath was stinking 7 out of 10 times that she would come. Did I ever do this to you when you would come to in the office, like at the end, when everybody was crammed up like sardines, trying to cash out? Because what would happen at the club is that at the end of the night, the girls need to get cashed out for their dances. So they would come up and they would have these tickets trying to get their money. So I would be responsible for paying the girls their money. And they'll be crammed up at the door like sardines. And I'll be like, what would I used to tell them?
I said, "Baby, get the fuck out of my office."
I did, because they're disrespectful, weren't they? Weren't you guys disrespectful?
Yeah, some girls would be shoving in front of you, trying to get out of there. It's like we all want to leave. Like,
You guys are, and I'm like, I just worked a double because I used to work double Saturday and Sunday, opening and closing. I'm like, man, you guys really have no respect, especially you. Nah, not you. But yeah. Okay. So another thing is in the club. I know sometimes you were very unmotivated. I'm not saying you're lazy because I don't think you were lazy, because when I seen you twerking, you used to be twerking, like really twerking. But when you're not motivated, what are some of the things that kind of snap you out of that? Or is it the music? What is it? Is it me fucking pumping you up, the manager pumping you up? Like what kind of gets you in that mood to go out there and go dance?
I think it's kind of a mix of all those things. And then also I think about my bills.
Oh, you do?
Because I'm like, all right, I got this to pay for. Or like, I'll think about something I want to do. So I'm like, okay, well, if I want to do a studio session, or if I want new hair extensions, or if I want, like, I'll find something that like motivates me. Like, okay, I got to make this much to have this. So it's kind of like, all right, well, if I'm gonna sit on my ass, I'm not gonna make money. So
that's your motivation.
yeah.
Motivated,
Like,
baby.
I usually, like, even if I'm unmotivated, I always force myself to go, because it's like the days that I'm the least motivated, I always end up having really good nights. It's really weird.
Yeah, I remember you would do good some nights, and then I think it was more you, though. I don't think it was really. See, what happens in the club a lot of times, for those that are watching, is that sometimes the girls, they ain't got a whole damn army coming back behind there with mopeds and everything, honking the horn. Goddamn, we got the ice cream guy, everything. It's crazy over here in Cali. But no, what happened is that, I mean, you would definitely be unmotivated, and I would pump you up. This guy's honking the horn. Goddamn, hurry the hell up! Hey, this is real shit. So just to let the viewers know, we got a storefront. We're right on a storefront downtown, and it's a little crazy over here. Guys honking at each other. Reminds you of the strip club. It feels like we're in a strip club. We're at the strip club right now, and during the pandemic, this is how it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
We're
know.
in the IE.
Hey, it sounds like a fart. It sounds like a fart going on right now. God damn, what the hell? This dude must have knew. I don't know what was going on, but my fish tank is going on. I had this guy going on. I got my neighbors playing the Rocky soundtrack. It's crazy. Yeah, speaking of music, besides the dancing, I know you do music, right? Yeah, put that on. Put that on. God damn. That shit fell out. That shit's a snap-on. It's a snap-on earring.
No, it's not.
All right, so yeah, we just had an interruption with a lot of ruckus. We had a lot of fans over here waiting to see fucking Rockefeller dancing on the pole. All right, so we also were discussing before we were on camera. Have you ever got turned on by giving a lap dance?
It's rare, but yes, like, cause I try to like kind of like I said, I kind of dissociate a little bit when I'm like on stage or like when I'm doing dances. I'm always thinking about other stuff. Most of the time when I'm doing dances, I'm not even thinking about doing the dance. Like it's just kind of routine to me now. So like sometimes I'm thinking about like, what am I gonna eat after work? You know, but like.
So you're thinking about what you're gonna eat while you're doing a lap dance?
Yeah, I'm like I want some like Raisin Cane's right now.
That's some crazy shit.
I want some chicken tendies.
That's some crazy ass shit. What the
I'm like
hell?
thinking about my day, like no, okay, like whatever. But
For real?
yeah.
And she's thinking about food while she's giving you a lap dance.
I'd be hungry.
Yeah. So then,
but no, like sometimes I am like sometimes you do run into a really attractive guy. It's like you just kind of have to be like you still have to stay focused. Like all right, I'm still working, but there has been times where like I meet somebody like my age that's like really attractive, and I'm like okay, like here's my Instagram or like here's my number, whatever, and whatever. But
you give a lap dance and then you get turned on. So you get
yeah,
wet.
but I
And
mean,
he knows
like,
you get wet.
I don't know.
You don't know if he.
I don't tell him that.
No.
I keep that to myself.
But see, you might get her wet, but she still don't give out the number.
No.
You don't give out the number, or have you given a number before?
I don't like to give out my number. I prefer to give out my Instagram.
So the IG's that's a new business call. What about because you said that you won't ever date a customer, and I think you're right because since I've known you, you don't ever talk about fucking dating customers. You don't.
No, anybody I've dated is like completely entirely out of that industry.
Do you think like most of your relationships, the reason why they may not or may work, well, they probably don't work because you used to cry to me that they didn't work. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I was, but I used to say, baby, just get the fuck out of my face. And it worked. You got out of my face for 5 minutes, and then you come back. But you don't understand. Baby, get the fuck out of here.
It's toxic.
Yeah.
Just come back and argue some more.
So do you think because you were a dancer, the relationship didn't work? Or is it other stuff?
It's usually been other stuff, but I feel like that is a big factor. And I actually just had a conversation with about this with a bikini bartender of mine yesterday. And, I was feeling a type of way because I am single right now. So I'm just like, it's hard to sometimes have a dating life because as cool as guys can be with the industry, I feel like a lot of them actually aren't, or like the deeper you get into, like the more intimate you are with somebody, they start to not like it. They're like, I don't want other guys like looking at you like that. Or I don't want guys, like touching you, or like they feel a type of way, or like you might make more money than they do or something. So it becomes kind of an insecurity, which they don't want to admit that, but it is always something in the back of their mind.
It's an ego thing. So
yeah.
You know what? So maybe because what I actually noticed is, okay, I'll give you a story, and you know who I'm talking about. There was a security guard. He had a girlfriend that he was living with, and she worked at the club, but he never wanted to see her dancing.
Right.
And I don't know, is that like a jealousy thing or something?
It is, and it's like I feel like you guys can't work in the same environment too. It's too complicated unless you have a very like mature, clear understanding. Like, okay, this is what it is or whatever. But
you had a fly in your nose. I didn't want to say nothing, but it was,
on my nose.
It was chilling on your nose.
Or I've witnessed like DJs dancing, or DJs dating dancers and stuff that like there'll be some drama with that. So with employees, and like I've dated an employee before. It didn't, briefly last year I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And that was complicated too because
don't let me know who it is.
No, with corporate we had to sign paperwork. We weren't allowed to work on each other's shifts, but it was because of that, because there's always drama. So I don't really like to do that, and I don't really like to date customers as well, because not only the jealousy thing, but with customers I feel like they see you as this, their dream girl, right? When they come in there, they're in their fantasy land or whatever. So it's like, are you really like in love with the girl, or are you just lusting over her? Like, are you going to like the girl outside of the club? Are you going to like her personality or her lifestyle or whatever? So I feel like it's just kind of like it's mixing up the two worlds too much. I like to keep it separate.
But see, the strippers, you guys like to, I mean, I'm assuming because you guys want money. So it might be a material thing where you might meet somebody and be like, okay, I want to meet him because he got a lot of money. Like if
Yeah.
I went in there and I started throwing money, I'm gonna have a couple girls that are gonna be on me like, damn, he's a big spender.
And that's always going to be a thing. Like guys with money or whatever, they're always going to have girls chasing them, or like some girls prefer to have transactional relationships. I personally don't like that because I like just
There's no
don't-
chemistry, right?
There's no chemistry. I don't have a lot of patience with people.
No, you don't.
So I'm
You
like,
don't. You don't.
I prefer to have a genuine connection with somebody. I'm like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
care if you're a baller or not. Like,
Okay, fellas. So when you go meet her at the strip club, because she says she's not into the customers, however, she's not material. So she would, if you work at McDonald's or KFC, she'll give you a number.
Here's the difference though. You're coming in to be entertained, right?
Yeah.
So you're coming in to be entertained, to throw money, to spend money. You're not there to fall in love. And that's where like customers get mixed up, and they'll be like, "Well, I thought you really liked me." It's like, yeah, it's like you're a great person, but at the end of the day, I'm here at work. So are you gonna?
It's business.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to the movie theater and be like, "Hey, like, can I get this popcorn for free? I thought you really liked me." Like, no.
So there's no chance a customer will have a chance.
I wouldn't say there's like no chance, but I prefer to not mix up the two.
Okay.
That's just been my track record.
Your forte as
Yeah.
far as what you do. Okay. All right, Demi. And for those that don't know, I'm saying Demi again. Rockefeller. I don't know why you got the name. You think you're Jay-Z or something? God damn. Okay, so you're an artist. You're a musician. So what do you got working? What are you working on right now?
So right now I've been working on a song. I've had so much drama with this one song, but I had a project behind it, called Ballet, and
Tell us the drama. I want to know the drama.
I was working with a producer that had a thing for me. I didn't want to get with him.
Hey, you know you're a dancer?
Yeah.
You knew
Yeah,
you were a
he
dancer?
actually came to Angels one
Okay, you
time.
got a fly on your side of your hair. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna fly swatter.
Hey,
in
we
here.
need a fly swatter,
Yeah.
motherfucker, because this shit
He's
crazy.
ratchet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was into me. I was like, I'm just here to do business with you, whatever. And he got mad. He took the vocals and he sold them to some random artist in the Middle East. So that song,
That's
It's
messed
a
up.
rap,
That's
but,
messed up. Hey, that happened to me
yeah.
too. That happened, and I don't want to say whose name it is.
but that actually it was a song about like dancers and kind of like, being judged and stuff. So I had a whole project behind it. But we're just redoing it. I have some other stuff written. I have other projects that I'm working on too. I just haven't put out anything.
Put out. Oh, that's
for a
dope.
while.
So, being an artist and being a dancer, do you feel like you are judged?
Absolutely. I
You're judged?
feel like I get judged all the time.
Yeah.
Or like I feel like a lot of people too, they think that a lot of dancers have no personality. They're just they're just dumb, like pretty like airheads. And a lot of like I've actually worked with girls in medical school and stuff like that. So it's like there's a lot more depth to these girls
You
that
guys-
do work.
yeah.
There
You
are
guys-
a lot of airheads, I'm not gonna lie. There are girls that are in
And-
situations that are unfortunate, but there's also a lot of girls that do have a lot going on for them.
There is. You got some girls that are airheads. I'm gonna be honest. I've witnessed a lot of them. Just like customers. I think they even out, balance out, because you might meet a couple smart dancers, and then 89% of the dancers are airheads. We'll be
Yeah.
honest, right? And I wanted to make this short and simple, but I know that some dancers that will go to the club. I think we had talked about it earlier about the ego stroking thing, but I do feel like they kind of it is a place where they can go and they can feel special because they're not getting the attention from maybe their guy they're dating, or maybe at home they don't have attention. And most girls have the daddy issue thing. Now, do you have any of that kind of complex?
I don't, with the ego thing, it is really nice to go into, like, if I'm having a bad day, it is really nice to go in and have like all these guys being like, you're so beautiful, why are you single, this and that. I'm like, shit, I don't know. Like, so it is nice when, you know, you're going through stuff, or like maybe you got rejected by somebody and then you go in and you're getting gassed up, or like, oh, you're
Damn.
beautiful and this and that. So that's
Oh.
nice, but that's not the reason I'm going to go into work. Like, I'm still going to go into work to work.
To work. That's crazy because so you could be fighting with your dude, or I say you're dating somebody, or you fight with him, and then you go to work and the guy makes you feel special already. So you're like over the serotonin
Yeah.
in your brain already is like sparked up. Oh, I already feel good.
Yeah, with my last relationship, that's actually a situation that I brought to his attention, because he was like, he had seen me at work before, like before we started dating. He had stopped by with like his homie or whatever.
At work? At your
And
work?
yeah, he stopped by just one time, and one time I was like, you know, I was going to the gym a lot. I sent him a little sexy video in my outfit, and he called me up and was like yelling at me. He's like, I told you not to send me stuff when you're at work. I don't want to see that, this and that. So I was like, okay, well, that was only for you. So would you like me to post it online or give it to other people, or like?
Just say, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I was like, what's your problem? And he kind of realized, it's like, oh, okay. And I was like, I only wanted your validation. Like, I didn't want to have to go get validation from these other guys. But I was like, I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Like, sometimes at work, like, these guys do make me feel better than
Than them, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. It might be just a temporary thing, but
Yeah.
they do. So shout out to the customers that make the dancers feel good, because
Yeah.
sometimes they are depressed. She was depressed a lot of the times that I was working with her, but I said, baby, fucking put a chip on your shoulder, put your chin up and feel good, baby. And she used to feel good. I sent her ass out there. She'll make some money. She wasn't the best tipper, I'll be honest, though.
Hey, I always tip.
Nah, I'm just playing. All right, so please let the audience know whatever projects you got coming out. We want to know. I want to know, because I want to work with you soon on
Yes.
some music shit. So
I got a song out called Lottery. I got the music video out. You can follow me. It's Rockefeller with 2 A's on Instagram. The next song I have coming out in a couple weeks is called Ballerina.
she's a ballerina.
And it's pop music, so it's, you know,
Yeah, so
more of like another love song, because I'm a softie. So.
yeah, her top 5 artists of all time: NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
Nickelback.
yeah, Hannah Montana. She loves them. So if you like them, follow her. Awesome.
Absolutely not.
Nah, just playing. She's with it. All right, so Miss Rockefeller, is it Rockefeller or Rockefeller?
Rockefeller it's my last name. It's my artist name.
Okay, so any
Somebody
last words?
took it on Instagram. so
Someone's
now it's
jacked you.
Rockefeller.
Someone got
Yeah.
some jacked you, like they jack at the strip club, because they be jacking the bags. Okay, so we're gonna touch on something real quick. Bag jacking. We had somebody that used to host the Mondays at our club. You're working there, and they jacked your bag.
I don't know
Uh-huh.
who it was that came to the event, but somebody, yeah, they're all drunk. They're kind of shoving me around. I had a bag that I had to split with another girl, and then I had my little sparkly bag that I set down by my feet. Probably shouldn't have set it down with, you know, hundreds of people in there. But I had, you know, turned around because I thought they were going to tip me, and I kind of got shoved around in a group, and they swiped my bag. So they didn't take the bag that you could see the money in. They took my sparkly bag, which actually had less money in it.
Man, what's
but-
crazy, the sparkling bag had an EBT card, so they did max it out. That was crazy.
They took my
They
groceries.
took her groceries.
I didn't eat for a week.
She was saying, Vince, can you buy me some food from the chef? I said, baby, I can't do
I
that.
need my ramen this week.
Yeah, okay. So, and the bag jacking does happen a lot, not just with like people like that, but also with other dancers. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Yeah, dancers sometimes will steal. The club I work at now has a lot of cameras everywhere, so that doesn't really happen as often. But I have had things stolen out of my bag, curling irons, perfume, stuff like that. So girls would come in and bring like their Louis bags in, and I'm like, why would you bring a
Yeah, they do that.
expensive
I don't know.
bag in? And
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
that maybe to show off or something.
yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that real quick. But yeah, I appreciate you coming through. If you want to give any shout outs, if you want to diss homegirl that choked you out, that's fine with me. I'll let her know that you.
Never any beef. I'm chill with everybody. Life goes
Mm-hmm.
on. I'm just here to make money and live life. But
Okay, give a shout out or whatever. And yeah, we basically.
shout out to Cali Girls Anaheim. Shout out to Vince. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, she knows my favorite word. What's my favorite word?
Baby, baby.
Baby. All right. So, yeah, with that in mind, it's your boy Invincible. I want to thank Miss Rockefeller for coming through, sharing her stories, her life. She's been great. Even though she doesn't tip great, she's been great. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to continue drinking our Hennessy, and we are up and out. Gentleman Club Diary. Till next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Gentleman Club Diary.